Welcome back to the Core Stormers YouTube channel. This is your daily best bet video for November 24th, 2021. Before we get into our best bet, we have to recap what happened last night in college basketball. Number 1 Gonzaga throttled number 2 UCLA 83-63. This game was never really even close. Gonzaga jumped out immediately, 16-6. Next thing you knew, it was 31-10. At halftime, the Zags led by 20, 45-25. Andrew Nembhard probably played his best game as a Bulldog. He went for a game-high 24 and really controlled the entire tempo of the game. He was way too quick for Tiger Campbell, who struggled defensively on the other side. Chet Holmgren was incredibly impressive in this matchup. He was a force down low defensively, altering many shots, and he really lived up to his unicorn nickname as he went coast to coast a couple of times throughout the game. You know Gonzaga's really good when we don't even talk about the National Player of the Year, most likely, Drew Timme, and he just had a pedestrian 18. Like, this Gonzaga team could be better than last year's team. They're so good defensively because of Holmgren. It just gives them a way different element this year. Moving on to today's slate, we have some pretty intriguing matchups. We have the finals of the Fort Myers Classic with Ohio State against Florida. In Brooklyn, we have a matchup between Memphis and Virginia Tech. This is really Memphis's first test, so we'll see how those young freshmen handle a big game atmosphere. Also, we have the final of the Maui Invitational, but it's Wisconsin and St. Mary's, and they're just going to play a slow, boring game. Also, tomorrow marks the beginning of the Battle for Atlantis tournament. This field includes Loyola Chicago, Michigan State, Connecticut, Auburn, Syracuse, VCU, Baylor, and Arizona State. Personally, I put a wager on Baylor to win the tournament at plus 170. I know they really haven't played anybody yet so far this year. Their best win is Stanford, but they did beat them by 38, and they've been absolutely just crushing everybody so far. I think that they're being underrated. I understand that they lost a ton of players from last year with Davion Mitchell and Jared Butler and Mark Vidal. I think the most intriguing game of tomorrow is that Florida and Ohio State game. Mike White has gone to a 5-out look for the offense, and I think it's really helped out this Gators team. Florida's playing much faster than they have in the past, and their performances this year have been very, very impressive. Like, they destroyed Florida State early in the year, and really pretty much everyone they played. They beat Milwaukee by about $1 billion. Of course, Pat Baldwin Jr. is on that team, potential lottery pick. They throttled Cal in the semifinals of this tournament. So they're playing really good basketball right now. On the other side, Ohio State came in a little sluggish to start the year. They almost lost to Akron. They lost at Xavier last week. And they almost blew a lead earlier this week against Seton Hall before Mechie Johnson hit a game-winning 3 to send Ohio State into the finals. There is no line currently out for this game, but KenPom makes this game Florida -1. And I really think that's probably a good line. There's not really much separating these teams, and it should be a very intriguing watch. Recapping our best bet from last night, we had Arkansas -5, and by a form of a miracle, we were able to cover. The game was pretty even all the way through. With 2.5 minutes to go, Cincinnati had a 67-66 lead. Arkansas scored their final 7 points from the free throw line. They took a 3-point lead with 21 seconds to go before Cincinnati went down, tried to get a 2, and were called for a charge. Arkansas then makes 2 free throws to put the game up to 5. Cincinnati then runs back down the floor, misses a 2, and there's a foul with 1.2 seconds to go. However, the clock keeps on going in the arena, so it comes up final on the broadcast with an Arkansas victory by 5. So they go to the monitor and add 1.2 seconds back on the clock. Jalen Williams goes to the free throw line. He misses the first free throw, And then on the second free throw, he hits the rim about 4 times and it finally falls in, giving Arkansas a 6-point lead. Cincinnati doesn't get a shot up, and we miraculously cover. Arkansas had another terrible shooting night. I think they went 3 of 17 from 3 on the night. They shot 35% from the field. I was pretty impressed with Cincinnati. They have some really good guards on that team, and they should be in the top half of the American this year. That cover brings our streak up to 4 straight days with a victory here on the video. Our record improves to 9-6 on the year, and we are up $265 for the season. We look to go to 5 victories in a row, as we're going to go down to the battle for Atlantis, where we will take the Syracuse Orange -6 over VCU. Syracuse is an elite offensive team. Syracuse is going to heavily rely upon the three-point ball with Buddy Boeheim, Joe Girard, and Jimmy Boeheim. Currently, the Orange rank in the top 10 of the country in three-point percentage. Of course, Syracuse is going to be throwing out their patented 2-3 zone, which is known to give non-conference teams a fit because it's a one-off when they're seeing it. VCU has been woeful offensively this year. They have failed to crack 60 points in all 4 of their games. They rank in the bottom 300 in three-point percentage. This is not close to the same VCU team that we've seen in past years. Unexpectedly, they lost Bones Highland to the NBA draft last year, and then their best returning player, Adrian Baldwin Jr., tore his ACL in the offseason. VCU is still trying to figure out who they can go to offensively, and it's not good. With VCU's uncertainty on the offensive side of the ball, I'm just not sure how they're going to score, especially against this 2-3 zone when they can't shoot. I think this is a really bad matchup for VCU, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get blown out. In addition to all this, I think Jim Boeheim is the better coach in this matchup, so we will be rolling with the Orange -6. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.